A and partner B. Do it right now. Who's partner B? Raise your hand. Partner B, raise your hand. Partner B, you will be going first. That's what you get when you choose B. So check this out. This is what's going to happen. Partner B, for 1 minute, you share everything that is awesome about yourself. Everything that you're proud of. I'm a loyal friend. I'm smart. I'm dedicated. Whatever it may be. Check this out. Partner A, your partner might be very humble. They're like, I don't want to brag about myself. So if your partner gets stuck, you're going to say, wow, that's great. I've got to hear more. If your partner gets stuck, what do you say? 3, 2, 1.
That's great. I have to hear more.
Include the hand motion, right? Let's try again. 3, 2, 1.
That's great.
Wow, that's great.
I have to hear more.
Partner B, you have 1 minute to share everything that's awesome about you. I will say switch. That's when partner A will share everything that's great about them. Any questions?
Yes.
You don't have to remember everything that they say. We're just listening. All right? Go ahead and go. Go ahead and switch. Go ahead and switch.
Wow, that's great. I have to hear more. Wow, that's great. I have to hear more.
Awesome, very good. If you hear me clap once, clap twice. Back to partner B. Partner B, now we're going to share everything about you that makes you less than perfect. So check it out. So if I was your partner, I say, you know what, I can be very forgetful. I've lost iPods, laptop chargers, expensive things. Also, I can be very messy. So the thing is that when you do this exercise, your partner might get stuck on the different things they can't think of. So if that happens, you can say, that's okay. What else is wrong with you? If your partner gets stuck, what do you say? 3, 2, 1.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Now, I say this jokingly. I say this as a joke, but there's nothing wrong with you. With that being said, would you all agree there's something that we all can improve on, yes or no?
Yes.
So that's what you're sharing during this time with your partner. You know what? I can be a lot more clean. I can be more organized, better with time management. Those are things you're sharing. Partner B, you're going first. I'll tell you when to switch to partner A. Go ahead and go. the rhythm, we'll get it eventually. So here's the thing. Would you agree this short time together that you learned some new things about one another that you did not know beforehand, yes or no?
Yes.
You may found you have some things in common that you did not know because of this conversation, yes or no? So check this out. Rather than give you a minute a person for each exercise, I gave you about 30 seconds each. So in total, each of you spoke for about 1 minute each. Here's my point. A lot of people make this excuse like, oh, making relationships, connecting just takes too much time, too much effort. It doesn't. We took 1 minute each to connect with each other. All it takes is for you to be present with the person you're connecting with. To have both people talking and participation in conversation. And talk about something interesting, like someone's passions, or something different from the norm. I just want to encourage you, is just making the time, whether it's just talk to somebody new each and every day. It's uncomfortable, I know. But when you're able to just break out of your comfort zone, it's a different feeling. I remember one of my boys used to live here in New York, and we're on the train, and this guy has bracelets. I was like, oh, that's a really cool bracelet. So I touched the bracelet. He's like, bro, what are you doing? You don't do this in New York. I was like, that's cool, but being friendly, that's a choice. Someone can meet muggy, give this look. There's something happened in their life you don't know about. But you don't have to let other people dim down your shine because of what's happening in their life. You can be that light for other people. And what I'm encouraged to do is that when you make these little connections, like when you go to a place like here, people have that same mindset, that's the difference because I can't tell you so many times, you guys probably see the people you know, your environment can have a positive influence to you or a negative one. And it's making that conscious choice. I remember for me, growing up where, I used to know this later, but when I grew up in a family where we escaped the Vietnam War, and when my parents immigrated here, we lived in what was one of the top 3 most dangerous cities in the entire country. So growing up, it's like I had to make certain decisions where I either go one way or the other way. And I remember when I hang out with people that were not about their future or goals, I tried to put on front, try to be somebody else. And I didn't like who I was becoming, I didn't like how I was acting, how I was treating other people. So I had to be very conscious and cut off people who were not supporting me towards my dreams. Because true friends breathe life into you. They don't try to break you down. They build you up and help you move forward in life. They just try to pull you back. So make those meaningful connections. There's a saying that was powerful is that sometimes your family can be your biggest cheerleaders, or they can be the people that give you a hard time. And you can love your family, but choose the people you hang with. And make sure you find people that will constantly push you forward. And make those meaningful connections. Don't just network with people, but just be real. Have those conversations. Hey, what are your goals? What's important to you? But it's just your willingness to step out and talk to a new person each day. In addition to making meaningful relationships, what's crucial is, the second thing is you decide to have an extraordinary attitude every day. Now I want to be very clear about something. I ain't trying to say you try to be positive all the time because I'm sure you heard that advice before, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. And I want you to know, having a positive attitude all the time is the worst advice ever. Why? Because it's easier said than done. And you guys, one of those days or one of those weeks where anything in life that could go wrong goes wrong, yes or no? You're thinking, I'm tired from the week, I need a break, I'm about to go to bed early. Close your eyes open. Forgot about that paper. So you pull it all night, you whip this out. You go to class, you turn it in. You're so tired, you can barely keep your eyes open. You go to your next class, you get your test scores back, you fail the test. Not only are you tired now, you're upset. You go to the next class, teacher's like, pop quiz, for real? You're tired, you're upset. You're thinking this is just the worst day ever. You go grab some food, your friend sees you. Being the good friend they are, they try to cheer you up. Hey, you all right? No. They're like, it's going to be all good. Because all you need to do is have a positive attitude. You're thinking, all you need to do is shut up. They helping me right now, right? And here's the real talk is that being positive, number one, is easier said than done. But second problem about being positive all the time is that there's this idea that you have to have everything together. And I wanted us the farthest from the truth. Why? Because we all go through difficult times in life. But the thing is that people think you gotta have everything together. People put on this front. They put on this mask. You know what? Everything's okay. But deep down, something's not. I had a chance to go to community college and a 4-year university. When I was at 4-year university, one of my best friends and I were rooming together. We came home from class, instantly I knew something was wrong. Why? Boom! Door slammed shut. He walks in the room, takes his textbooks, throws against the wall. I turn around. Hey, Chris, you okay? He's like, I'm fine! Obviously, he's fine. I noticed on the ground his cell phone was broken. I'm thinking, bro, if that's what you do when you're feeling fine, let me know when you're feeling awesome. I don't want none of my stuff near you. Okay? He said, Juan, I'll be with you, man. School's kicking my butt. My girlfriend and I, we've been fighting. My parents and I have not been getting along. Life is a challenge. And what I want to share with you is if you're going through a challenge a day, a week, a quarter, a year, understand that challenges happen in life. And you don't have to pretend that everything is okay. What's more important is you decide to have an extraordinary attitude, or a different way of saying it, it's just being honest with yourself. It's being real. Always, number one, acknowledge how you feel. Don't ignore how you feel. So check this out. How many guys are a little overwhelmed because you have a lot of things going on in your life right now? Show of hands. I want you to know, one, take a look around. You're not by yourself. And two, it's okay to feel overwhelmed. Who here is a little stressed because you're unsure of what you want to do with your life? Show of hands. I want you to know it's okay to feel stressed out, and you're not alone. What I realize is life is kind of like a soda can. When we go through life, we get shaken up in life. Something happens back at home, we do well in a certain class, life shakes us up. But you guys know, if you take a soda can and you keep shaking the soda can, and you don't release the carbonation inside, what happens when you eventually open it? Everybody? It blows up. And unfortunately, that's what happens to me. So all I'm sharing is that if you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling stressed, acknowledge how you feel, don't ignore it. Whatever you resist in your life will continue to persist in your life. Whatever you're resisting in your life will continue to persist in your life unless you address it. So if something's going on in your life and you ignore it, it doesn't go away. It will still be there. So always acknowledge how you feel. If you're stressed out because of school, find healthy ways to let it out. Maybe it's finding a tutor, visiting the teacher office hours. Maybe it's listening to music, exercising, journaling, connecting with a friend. Whatever it is, find healthy ways to let out that carbonation from your personal soda can. Does that make sense, yes or no? Hello?
Yes.
All right. Second thing is gain perspective. Find someone else that's going through that challenge and use it as a way for inspiration. I'm not trying to say that, oh, find someone else that has a worse situation than you. So you're like, oh, hey, you know, they're much worse than me, so I should be complaining. That helps give you perspective. But more importantly, find someone who's going through the challenge you're going through and who's overcome it so they can give you hope. For me, I'll tell you this, where there's so many different times in my life, I'll get through it later, but, you know, so I've been married for about 15 months. Later I'll talk about, I've been through suicidal thoughts. Brother had a 20-year gambling issue where literally crushed our family. Hundreds and thousands of dollars in gambling debt. Stole money from me. And when I started my business, I was like $30,000, $40,000 in credit card debt. Those three things combined, you take it and combine it together. Where my wife and I, we've been through challenges, our 15 months marriage, that kicks the crap out of all those three things combined. Why am I sharing this with you? Because that's the reality of life. Challenges happen. It's realize you don't have to go through challenges by yourself. You don't have to put on a front. For us, we're part of a marriage group. We have people from blended families, people who have been divorced multiple times. All these things. Why? Because it gives us perspective and it gives us hope. There's people who've overcome the challenges we've been through, and it gives us perspective. You know what? It may be tough. I want to acknowledge that, but we can make it through because there's people who've done it before. So whatever challenge you go through, make sure you connect with people who go through that challenge to give yourself perspective. Lastly, if you don't like what's happening in your life, do something about it. The more important is get clear of what do you want to happen. If you're not doing well in a certain class, then dude, I want to get an A, I want to get a B, I just want to pass. But get clear of what is important to you and go do something about it. Because sitting there wanting something to change will not change your situation. I'll give you an idea. If you figure out what we want to do, figure out what you want to do is like figure out your style of clothing. Check it out. Go to the mall, go to the store, try on a shirt. Doesn't fit, we put it back in the rack. Go to a different rack, you put on a shirt. Fits, but it's not cute. So you put it back in the rack. Go to a different rack, try on a shirt. Fits well. You get it. It's the same thing with life. Life is a trial and error process. If you figure out, oh man, dude, there's so many things I'm interested in, I'm passionate about, choose one thing and try it out. It's like trying on clothes, one outfit at a time. Think about why you're here. Some of you are new, some of you have been coming here for a while. But for those who decide that, hey, I want to try this out, you're trying this new outfit. You might like it, go to the next week. Those who've been here before, saw my buddy Josh Fredberger last week, seeing other people, you like this outfit, continue wearing it. Why? Because of the people you meet, the ideas that you hear. Understand is that it's okay to make mistakes, but if you want to figure out what you're passionate about, is be willing to try new things, and be willing to change your mind. But the more you're willing to try new things, the faster you figure that thing out. Check it out. How many guys can look back at your life when you were younger? You look back to your old self, and you look at yourself and you're thinking, what was I thinking with that outfit, or what I was thinking with that hairstyle? Show of hands. You guys really important, right? Styles change, but who you are doesn't. So it's okay to change your mind, but keep trying new things until you find that right outfit for you. Now here's the thing. Some of you are thinking, oh dude, I'm so glad he said that you don't have to be positive all the time. Would you agree with that? Yes or no? But here's the thing. Life's challenging. And talk about having a great attitude, extraordinary attitude, it's easier said than done. Because when everything's going well in life, it's great to feel good. But when you feel everything is going wrong in life, that's when it's challenging. So I want to give you a technique that will help you to change your attitude when times are tough. This technique is called changing the station or changing the playlist. Check it out. You just had a rough week at school. You leave, you go home, put your headphones in, let's say listen to Pandora, maybe you're streaming music, Spotify, and it's your favorite song. If it's your favorite song, what are you about to do? You listen over and over. What else? You're gonna sing along. So you're about to dance, so you're about to turn that up. But here's the thing. When it's your favorite song, you're dancing, you're singing, you feel good, any stress you have melts away. But when that song ends though, the next song that pops on is a horrible, annoying, whack song that kills the mood. Are you going to continue listening to the song, or are you going to change it? Oh, come on, guys. Are you going to listen to it, or are you going to change it? You're going to change it or remove it from your playlist, right? But check this out. Whether you realize it or not, we all have whack songs that play this playlist up in our heads. The song sounds like this. Oh, you can't get no A in that class because you're not smart enough. Oh, you into that person? No, they won't be into you because you're not pretty enough, because you're not popular enough. You can't do that thing because you're not something enough. And unfortunately, we're never taught how to change that playlist in our head. Earlier I shared that I come from a family that escaped the Vietnam War. My dad was a fighter pilot alongside the United States. When the war was over though, he was taken away and forced into a re-education camp, pretty much like a prison, for 4 years. My mom broke him out. That's when they fled to the United States. Like I said, we grew up in a very dangerous area. We didn't have a lot growing up, so for me, I wanted to succeed. One, to make my parents proud. Two, so I'd take care of them. Going into high school and college, everything looked great on the surface. Why? Because I worked my tail off. I studied well. In high school, I was a 3.7 GPA grade point average. I had a chance then to rank top 10 in wrestling for state. I was a prom king, all that stuff. But the thing is that when I went to Pepperdine University in Malibu, California, I felt I was not good enough. And that was my whack song that played at my station. No matter how good I was doing, I felt there was always someone better because I had this problem. I would always compare myself to other people. For those who are not familiar, Pepperdine University is in Malibu, California. Malibu, California is a very affluent neighborhood. I'm talking about top CEOs. We have professional athletes, musicians. Their kids went to our school. We had kids that rolled up Mercedes-Benz, Rolls-Royces. Pepperdine's considered the most beautiful college in the entire country. And there are students that went there that said, no, we don't want to live in the residence hall, so their parents would buy them a place off-site to live. So growing up with not a lot of money, I felt very out of place. But in addition, a lot of these kids were really smart. My grade point average, my SAT scores were below average. So going to school, I was struggling constantly. And I remember I was struggling with my business calculus class, and I was upset because I went to tutoring, I got extra help, but no matter what I did, I just didn't get it. And I was constantly with Juan, what's wrong with you? All of a sudden I hear my playlist, boom, Juan, it's because you're not good enough. For me, I had an opportunity to study abroad in Florence, Italy. Again, a little great service. We had 3-day weekends, so every weekend we'd ship out to a different country. One day, everybody procrastinated on a paper. So all 40 of us crammed into a small room, about maybe a third of this room, computer lab, all writing our paper. Imagine like a time lapse. So you imagine you see a big clock go from 12 to 1, 1 to 2. Every hour, a couple students would leave the room. Until it got to 7 o'clock in the morning, I was the only one left inside the room. I had an 8-page paper to write, I had 1 page written. For me, I just could not think clearly. It was like the very last thing that just really broke me. I was so stressed out. Every time I go to bed at night, my head was pounding. It felt like someone took a baseball bat, slammed it to the side of my head. There's days I was thinking, man, like, am I going crazy? I went and visited a psychologist overseas. And every time I talked to her, she just repeat back what I was saying. So I was like, dude, for real, I'm going crazy. And I felt for probably like a 2-3 month period, I didn't know who I was. And I was just wandering all around, thinking, what happened to my life? And I remember I had different moments where they have these big bridges where literally you used to walk on the bridge, on the other side is the water 10, 20 feet deep down. And I was thinking at any point in time, I could literally just walk off and end this stress, this suffering, this pain I was experiencing. The reason why I had suicidal thoughts is because I was thinking that I'm not good enough. Fortunately, there's a parent adult that reached out to me. Just like the caring people that work here at your guys' school. And he noticed something was off. And he said, Juan, let's grab a cup of coffee. He sat me down and says, what's up? And I said, I'll be real with you, man. I'm just so stressed out. And it's not because I'm stressed from other people, it's the stress I'm putting on myself to excel in life, to make my parents proud so I take care of them. And he said something that really hit me. He said, Juan, the only thing your parents want is for you to be happy. And it hit me because what I realized is my definition of happiness is very different from my parents and other people in my life. See, my parents grew up, my dad, my mom, middle school education. They grew up with no money. Especially comes to the United States with no money, they struggled a lot. And what every parent, and working with a lot of parents, they say, I still don't want my kid to struggle like I did. I want them to do better than me. And the thing is this, to not struggle, usually it's getting an education. Get education, you make more money. You make more money, you don't have to struggle like we did. And it made 2 dots click together of like, my parents want me to succeed, but it's just, I want to succeed in a different way. I don't want to do their path and do that career path and succeed that way. I need to do mine. And it clicked in my head. It's the same thing with everyone I come in contact with. Whatever your passions are, you want to do this path. The people that love you the most, sometimes they may not feel like your biggest cheerleaders. Why? Because it can be 1, they think definition of success looks differently from yours. Or 2, a lot of times it's easier to break people down to feel like, you know what, like, oh, I feel like I'm not doing enough in my life. So if they do more, that means I'm less of a person. So therefore, if I break them down and have them stay close to me, therefore I will not have to feel that I'm not that successful. You guys follow me on that? Yeah. So people have good intentions. It's just the main thing is just getting clear of what's important to you and communicating. For me, my parents and I are exceptionally close. But you go through a stage where sometimes you're not close. You're caring people in your life. And what I learned in marriage, in relationships in general, problems happen not because you communicate too much, it's because you don't communicate enough. So for me, what I learned in life is whatever you resist continues to, whatever resists continues to persist. So if I have this issue with this person, I don't talk to them, guess what? It's still going to be there. I realize in life, everything that's important to you will require you something uncomfortable. Why? Because if it was comfortable, you already would have gotten it in your life. So for me, I was like, dude, oh man, telling my parents I feel like they won't get it. Well, blocking them away from my life is not going to make the situation better. I need to communicate more, so I lean into it. Just like if you try to do something you really want, it's going to become good and lean into the challenge. Why? Because you lean into it, it gets easier, and you move past it. So I start communicating with my parents more, the people in my life, that one of these things, I say, you know what, to be real, I don't want to resent you in my life. I need to do this thing. If it doesn't work out, I'll do this thing. But I just want to talk to you and share with you the best thing you can do to support me is to cheer me on and not do that thing that's going to be opposite of what we think is helping me in my life. You guys follow me on that?
Yeah.
So I share this story with you. Why? This was my wax song. I was not good enough. What I've realized in traveling all across the country, to different parts of the Virgin Islands, working in Canada, people from all walks of life, is that we all have a wax song that plays in our playlist. I'm curious what wax song is playing in your playlist this year. Do you have a negative self-talk about your ability to do well in life, to be a role model to those in your family? Maybe your wax song is to finish and get your degree. Maybe it's getting your dream job. Maybe it's making a difference back in this community. Whatever it is, we all have this wax song that was written by something that happened in our past. Maybe you had a setback in your life, you had someone said something negative to you, maybe you had what you thought was a failure. What I want you to realize is the past is the past. You can't change that. But it don't matter because the past does not predict your future. The mistakes you make do not define who you are, and your setbacks in life does not determine your future success. What does? It's you making that conscious decision to change that playlist when it has a wax song. So check this out. The next time you feel yourself having that negative self-talk, having that wax song, and you want to change that playlist, this is how you do it. You simply say, hold up, that is whack. Some of you are sitting here thinking, no Hoan, that was whack. And I know it's silly, but it works for two reasons. One, it's silly, so it makes you laugh. And when you laugh, do you feel better, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. Here's the thing, when you feel better, you think clearer, and you make better decisions than when you're stressed out. Would you agree, yes or no?
Yes.
And here's the thing, you're more fun to be around. Second reason why this technique works is because it's so random, it will make you temporarily forget about what's stressing you out. For example, ever happened to you where all of a sudden you're talking to a friend and you notice out of the corner of your eye is that cute person from one of your classes. You're talking to your friend, you notice your head slowly moving over. So you can appreciate the beauty that is in front of you. Your friend's talking to you, you don't hear a single word. Ever have anybody here show of hands? For those who raised their hands, thank you for your honesty. For those who did not raise their hands, you are straight liars. So here's the thing. When you say, hold up, that is whack, that's like you changing the playlist on Spotify or on Pandora. The thing is, you don't like a song, you want to make sure you play a song you actually like. So to do that in real life, you simply say, hold up, that's whack, because the truth is, then you give yourself a reason why that negative self-talk isn't true. So early on in the beginning, I shared with you, a week before competing on American Ninja Warrior, I snapped my ankle. Had all these whack songs going in my playlist. Oh, Hoan, you're such an idiot. How'd you mess up this opportunity? You always mess things up when you're about to get something good in your life. I had all these whack songs, and what I realized is this. No matter how challenging a moment is, there's two things you can always control. How many things? Two. Number one, when something happens, you can always control what it means to you. And number two, what you choose to do about it. You can have something unfortunate happen in your life, and you say, you know what, dude, why always me? Or you can be like, you know what, I'm so grateful because it could be a lot worse. Same event happened, you choose two different perspectives. One's going to help you and one's not. Secondly is then you can choose what you can do about it. For me, I realized, dude, I had all these whack songs, so I had to remove these whack songs for me to feel I could make this happen. So I was like, hold up, that's whack because I eat prawns like this for breakfast. When I said this out loud, I was like, yeah, I do. Because in that moment, I remember back to time in wrestling had a far worse injury. And I was thinking, if I can make it through that injury, I know I can make it through this ankle injury. So what happens is that now I'm confident, hey, I can make it through this. Now, why I share it with you? 2 reasons. One, I do not know you personally. But what I do know is you've been through challenges in your life and you've overcome challenges in your life. Fair to say yes or no?
Yes.
But here's the thing. When we're stressed out, crap, we totally forgot about that thing. Oh my gosh, I'm running late to this job interview. What if they don't hire me? We get stressed out. We only can think and focus on the stress. And we forget about all the amazing things we've done. So I know this technique looks silly, but it works. Is you're like, hold up, that's whack. It makes you laugh so you can take a mental step back away from that stressful thing. Then you go back into your long-term memory and remind yourself of what you have done in your life. By remembering those things, it ain't about positive attitude. It's about you remembering these things to give yourself the confidence that, you know what? I've been through this. And I know if I made it through that, I know I can make it through this. You follow me, yes or no? So it's just you remembering to give yourself the confidence to move forward in life. But the challenge is that it's hard to get there. So what helps? You have to keep changing that station, that playlist. Because if you hear a whack song playing, like a Justin Bieber song, if you only change it one time, the song will still be stuck in your head. Is it too late now to say sorry? Because I'm missing more than just your body. Don't pretend like you don't know the lyrics. So back to my story, right? My ego snapped. I had to keep changing my playlist. I was like, man, hold up. That's whack. Because I will handle this. Hold up. That is whack, man. Because the bigger the setback, bring it. The bigger the comeback. And the thing is, when I said these things out loud, all of a sudden I remembered back, oh, dude, you've been through suicidal thoughts. Oh, man, your family overcame all that challenge to come to the United States. You've been through so much in your life. By saying it out loud, it broke me out of that state of mind so I can step back and remember who I am, not who I was at that moment. By remembering these things, I was thinking, I've been through all of this. And all I got in front of me is this ankle injury. Dude, I got this. So help me to change my point of view, my frame of reference. We did physical therapy every day for 4 days. End of the week, I was able to lightly jog. I went on the show. I made it to City Files with an air on national television. I'm sharing this with you because this technique actually works. Don't take my word for it though. Try it out for yourself. Right now, I want you to think about what is that whack song playing in your playlist as you sit in this room. What is that negative self-talk about school, about your ability to be a leader, about a relationship in your life? What is that whack song playing in your playlist? Now I want you to repeat after me. Hold up.
Hold up.
That is whack.
This is whack.
That was pretty good. But if we were to say we are a team, scale from 1 to 10, 10 being you gave it all the energy you had as if your life depended on it, 1 being did not even try. Is it fair to say as a team that was not a level 10 effort, yes or no?
Yes.
All right, important question. Why not? Some of you are like, it's too late to be doing this. Some of you are like, I wasn't ready. Some of you are like, I came here to make friends, not lose friends, okay? Regardless of your reason, I'm sure it's valid, I'm sure it's true. But with this being said, I've done this with elementary school kids and grown adults. And what I realized is this. The reason why people don't give it a level 10 effort is because of the fear of being judged. Oh man, no, I just didn't want to do it because I'm tired. I didn't feel like it. Not stupid. Why is it stupid? Because you're worried what other people are going to think. And what I want to share is, unfortunately in life, you are always going to be judged whether you like it or not. But what is fortunate, you have the choice to let go of other people's thoughts that are not important to you. What is challenging though, if anyone has ever said to you, don't worry, don't care what people think about you. That's like someone telling you to have a positive attitude. It's easier said than done. So this is what's helped me. You want to let go of people's thoughts? It's about flexing that muscle called courage. What do I mean? Think about all the goals in your life, what you want to achieve, the amazing things you want to do. As I shared before, it's going to require you to break out of what is comfortable. Everything you want will force you to do something that is scary. And it's okay, because when it's scary, it shows it is important. Having courage is not about not being afraid. Having courage is acting in spite of. Say, you know what? I'm kind of scared, but you know, I'm still going to raise my hand and speak up. Oh, I really want to talk to that person. I'm kind of nervous. You know what? I'm just going to walk up and talk to that person. That's having courage. And check this out. The more times you do something that scares you, it's like the more times you take that weight and you lift it, the stronger your muscle gets, and the lighter and easier that weight gets. So I'm going to give you an option right now to flex that muscle called courage, to build it up. And to do that is we're going to do this exercise one more time. But my challenge to you is to give it a level 10 effort. Are you guys up for that challenge?
Yes.
Your enthusiasm is overwhelming. I said, are you up for this challenge? Yes or no?
Yes.
Dude, man, for real? Are you up for this challenge?
Yes.
All right. So to get the full effect of the technique, step 1, without talking, go and stand up. Step 2, you must include the hand motion. This is critical for this to work. Bonus step, extra credit. Go ahead and insert a little attitude. Some of you know what I'm talking about, okay? Now here's the thing. I've done this with literally 5,000 people in the Cox Convention Center across where Oklahoma City Thunder play. And I've done it with even smaller groups than this. And what I've realized whenever we do it is that